In the head. Meanwhile, as gas hits an all-time high of $4.04 on average per gallon, hybrid cars may be a pretty tempting purchase, but some say, hold it, you definitely should not get a hybrid car because they're not safe.
Sam Kazman is from the Competitive Enterprise, and Darren Lavas is with the National Resource Defense Council. Good morning to you, gentlemen.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
So, Sam, what is the problem with hybrid cars? They're not as safe?
Actually, our problem is not with hybrids. It's because hybrid technology is suitable for cars of any size and weight. The real question involves what are called micro cars, and the smart car really is going to be one of the first of that type of very small car to hit these shores. And the problem is that there is a trade-off between vehicle size and weight on the one hand, and fuel economy. Smaller, lighter cars generally give you more miles per gallon, but they also tend to be less safe in collisions. Now, in our view, consumers are perfectly free to make that choice and to pick between those trade-offs. The problem is that very soon, the federal government's fuel economy standards, which Congress made incredibly more stringent in the energy package enacted last December, those standards are what are going to start forcing car makers to downsize their vehicles. And at that point, you're not just going to get higher vehicle prices and restricted consumer choice. You're actually going to have a federal standard killing people in some very substantial numbers.
So, in other words, they're going to make the cars lighter so they get better gas mileage. Darren, what do you think about that?
Well, the fact is that we're in the 21st century, and we have 21st century technology, and design actually trumps a lot of these, what used to be trade-offs in terms of safety. A specific example is I drive a Honda Civic hybrid. It has among the highest crash test ratings in the industry, and it is a very efficient car. So thanks to new technology, this trade-off isn't as relevant as it used to be. And in terms of the standard that Sam mentioned, the good news is that the administration and Congress have actually redesigned the standard so that it reduces the incentive to downsize.
Sam, I hear you sighing. I'll give you the last word on it. What are you sighing about?
Those standards have already been killing people in the past to the tune of about 2,000 additional fatalities per year. The auto insurance industry, which probably has the strongest stake in knowing what it's talking about on vehicle crash worthiness, states it very bluntly. It says there's a trade-off between a size and weight on the one hand and crash worthiness. If you're looking for the safest car around, you're not going to find it in small cars. You're going to find it in larger cars.
And that's what
this argument about new technology. Yeah, it's true. New technology makes small cars safer, and it makes large cars safer. You're still going to have a differential between those two in terms of crash worthiness.
Darren makes that point. Big car versus little car. Big car wins.
Right, but it's not a question of big car.
Quickly, actually, Sam, let Darren answer.
Right. Actually, that's not as much the case as it used to be. And actually, something else to remember is that big cars can actually be more efficient. And again, to name a specific example, you have a Ford Escape SUV, you have a Ford Escape SUV hybrid. Guess what? They're the same size, and one is much more efficient than the other. Technology,
as long as you're driving in town. As long as you're driving in town, because I know people who have hybrids who say they don't get any better gas mileage when they're on the freeway. All right, Sam Kazman and Darren Lavas, great to see you this morning. Thanks for an interesting debate.
Thank you.